Hi everybody, and the warmest of welcomes to this week's Turf Talk. Hope everyone's keeping really well. Now, in a previous video we visited a field that had a maize crop in it. We're talking about the benefits of that going forward when it comes to back into turf production. So many of these fields are now, the farmers, most of their crops are in, we're getting into September, and the fields are starting to be handed back to us now for turf as the next part of the rotation. So on this week's video, we're going to take a look at a few of the cultivation operations we look at, take a look at a few of the machines we use, and talk a bit more about the benefits of why we're using them and the benefits they're going to give us. So yeah, can't wait for this one. It's going to be lots of great stuff to look at, but we can't start until Gav swaps his tyres over. So we're going to head to the workshop now, watch his tyres being flipped over. He's going from turf tyres over to agricultural tyres. We'll go and see how that's done. Then we'll head out, watch the cultivations and enjoy the video. Before we swap these wheels over, we'll just talk a little bit about Gav and the tractor. So Gav has been very busy on irrigation. We've seen him in his previous videos. So he's been pulling reels across the field. So obviously he's had these nice sensitive turf-friendly tyres on. However, to do the land work, we need something with a bit more grip. So we're going back on with these cleated agricultural tyres. Now these are huge. I'm about 6 foot, and these are as tall, if not taller than me. So it's a work in progress, so get these swapped over now and then we can crack on and get some land work done. Now these tyres are really heavy, as you can imagine, so we're using that special bit of kit there to slide beneath the wheel. Then we can jack it up slightly, take the weight off and then pull it away from the tractor. So it's not as simple like a car tyre where you can just drop it off, pick it off with your hands. These things weigh a lot, so therefore we need a bit of mechanical intervention to give us the assistance to take them off. So now I've got one back tyre on, we can really see the difference. So we've got the big heavy duty agricultural cleater tyre here. Then we have the smoother turf tyre there. What you might also notice is the clearance between the mudguard and the tyre. So what Gav's going to have to remember when he gets back in his tractor, he's got to step up a further 6 inches. So yeah, well done Sandro, Gav and George for getting these swapped over, and just like a Formula 1 pit stop. Straightforward, bit of teamwork, result. Whilst Gav gets that last tyre on his tractor and gets his final checks done before he puts his implements on, I thought we'd have a little walk out to a field that we started preparing a couple of weeks ago. And this again was a maize field, and you can see cultivation has started already in here a couple of weeks ago. So basically what we've done, we've subsoiled this. We'll talk a bit more about that in the video and have a look at some being done. And after the subsoiling, we've then gone on with the discs. So the discs here have broken up all the vegetation, all the leftover stuff on top, so that when we come to plough it over, it's going to plough nice and clean and not leave bits of debris sticking out. They're going to inhibit turf production. So it's done a great job here. So this will be ploughed next, and there is some ploughing going on in the field next door. So we'll nip over there, we'll have a little look at that and see what they're up to. The field that we're ploughing at the moment was a turf field last year. As you can see here, all the leftover bits and pieces, the ribbons and that, have all been chopped up, and they'll plough in really nicely. They've got the ploughman over in the distance, over there somewhere, and I don't know whether you can see the dust on there or not, but it just shows you how incredibly dry this field is. And this is going to take some serious re-wetting. And if we actually go down into the plough furrow and take a closer look, you can see the side wall really crumbly. Normally we'd expect a nice straight solid edge to that, but with these ground conditions that's absolutely impossible. But it's doing a great job. We're turning it over sort of 10 inches to a foot deep, but you can see even at that depth it's like dust. So we're desperate for this rain, and we may have had a little bit recently, but it's nowhere near enough to get this field wetted through again. But you know what, these dry ground conditions have a blessing as well. It means we can get on the land and we can crack on, and it really is a race now to get these crops in before winter sets in and make sure we've got some more fabulous turf to sell you next year. So what is the primary purpose of ploughing? Well, two key reasons really. Number one, to bury bits of vegetation like this, which is great, it's adding bits of organic back into the soil. But more importantly, we're going to create a nice clean topsoil bed there, ready for the new seed to go into a little bit further down the line. So doing a great job as always, and like I say, it's just so dry, and this soil really is, it is just dust. But you know what, we've had a drought year, it's inevitable the rain will come at some point, but you know, if we can get on now with this land work, get ahead of the game, I say when conditions are good, you know, the crumbler that is towing behind the plough there, we're breaking these dry clods up really nicely, probably better than they would do if they were wet. So it's interesting there, just talking to the ploughman, he just came with a good saying that sort of stuck with me a little bit, and that is, sometimes you have to work with what you've got and not with what you want. Nothing truer than that this year. Incredibly difficult, challenging. Everyone's talking 1976, you know, I was just about born then, well probably a bit more than that, but I do remember it as being incredibly dry, and this year had not been too far from that. But it all has to start somewhere, and ultimately it's going to become that. It's always good to watch a ploughman in action. It's very much a part of countryside life, you know, particularly post-harvest, that we're starting to get fields ready, prepared, you know, for food as well as turf. So this week's video is all about cultivation. We're going to try and cover 3 or 4 different ones, and ploughing is obviously one of them. And today we're going to have a look at subsoiling. So we'll take a quick look at the machine, and then we'll probably jump in the cab with Gav and we'll have a little chat with him. You know, it'd be great to introduce him anyway. And you know, Gav is really the pillar of all we do groundwork here. Very good at it, takes massive pride in it, very meticulous. And he'll tell us a bit more about how it's going. So what is the primary function of the subsoiler, or ripper, or whatever you want to call it? It has many names, this industry. The key thing really is deep-seated compaction. So that's what we're trying to break up. So we're dropping these legs deep down. You know, we've got the power of Gav's tractor there to pull them through, lift it up, naturally shatter the subsoil, and ensure that going forward we don't have any drainage problems, any compacted areas down there that are likely to create a potential problem. Seems strange we're talking about that kind of thing in the middle of a drought. However, the last few droughts have shown us we've had some very wet winters, so it's very important we're breaking this subsoil down and letting that water through. So this is like where it all begins before the higher surface operation, the cultivations begin. And you know, Gav's made a good progress across the field. It's incredibly dry. You can see even when he's pulling the subsoil here, you see the dust rising up. And yeah, it is going to take some significant rain to really damp this through again. But what we'll do now, we'll jump in the cab with Gav and we'll go and see what he's, how he's getting on, and he'll tell us a bit more about it. So I've jumped into the cab with Gav. How's it going, Gav?
Not too bad.
Good.
Dusty day.
It is a little bit dusty still, isn't it? So you're one of the pillars of tillage, should we call you? You've been here a long time now. How many years have you been?
23, getting on 24 years now.
Yeah, and you know, one of your main jobs has been all the land work, everything else we're doing. So with the subsoiling today, what sort of depth are you hoping to achieve?
Well, today, in conditions, we're going about 14, 15.
Yeah.
But ideally we'd like to go 16, but it's just too hard underneath with this drought we've got like.
Yeah, you find that's making a difference, huh?
Oh yeah, big difference this year. I'm just going through shear bolts this year as well.
Yep.
Because it's just tough underneath.
All part and parcel, isn't it? So, what horsepower is this tractor?
155 horsepower tractor.
So even with that, I can feel it pulling.
Yeah.
Knows it's doing its job today.
Yeah.
So,
normally I'd keep my grass tyres on, but because it's so hard,
yeah.
I've had to put my ag tyres on now just
Yeah.
to get a bit of pulling power behind them.
Yeah. So challenging year overall, Gav, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's been very challenging this year.
Yeah. But you know, on the other side of it, with it being dry like this, at least we can get on and not worry about it. And hopefully, by doing this, we won't have to worry about any puddles or anything in the future.
No, I hope that's what I'm trying to do. Crack underneath so the water can dribble its way down to the subsoil baseline.
Yeah, shatters it all up, creates the fissures, and gives that great start before you start all the higher surface cultivation. Gav did just mention to me in the cab that this is in fact a 4-leg ripper and not a 5-leg, so my bad. I thought there were 5 on, but I think 4's about the right number at the moment for the compaction of the soil. But Gav's going to show us now just what a difference this is really making to the field.
Right, I've got my trusty depth gauge here. Just where I go prodding, there you can see why I haven't subsoiled, it's only gone in. Probably about an inch, 2
inches,
yeah.
Shows even how compacted is the surface.
Yeah, but this is a bit what I've done, where you just go straight down, right across, all the way across it near enough, like that.
Sort of depth are we getting there?
Well, we're getting about 14, so I've had this marked out.
Yeah.
Every 2 inches, 12 inches, 14, 16. So I'm about 14 where I'm aiming for. So we're not doing
12 inches of compaction we're knocking out.
Yeah.
That can only be beneficial,
Yeah.
can't it?
So that's going to be free draining for when we start drilling.
As good as our cultivations are here at Tillers, we're always looking for ways to improve it. And because we need a real precision seed bed ready for the harvest, you know, things need to be nice and level, there's no tolerance. So it's always an opportunity to bring in a demonstration or two. So today we've got this Cousins machine here. I can't remember the exact name for it, but this is for final sort of seed bed preparation. So what we're going to do, we're going to hook it up on Gav's tractor, take it out in the field. We've got Autumn here from Farrell's, the dealership, who's going to tell us a bit more about its functions and what all the different things do on the machine. So looking forward to this. Let's get to the field. So the demonstration of this machine today is just going to give the final finesse to this field to create that lovely seed bed to enable us to harvest it in the future. So Gav's about to arrive and then we'll have a look at the machine, we'll have a chat with Autumn. So I've been joined by Autumn from Farrell's, who's kindly demonstrating this machine for us today. So I don't know much about them, Autumn, but I'm sure you can talk us through the basic functions of the machine and what we're hoping to achieve from it.
Yeah.
So I'll hand over to you.
Not a problem. So today we are demonstrating a 6-metre Cousins folding, basically precision seed bed harrow. You can get these all the way up to 8 metre, but they start at 3 metres wide. We've got the front tines at the front. Then we're followed by sort of your levelling boards, followed by a tyre roller, which should help keep sort of a consistent depth, but also help level out any big clumps as well before it goes into another set of tines, but these are sprung tines here. And then that is followed into a rear crumbler roller at the back.
Yep, so totally multifunctional machine. Like I say, these ties here will help just to firm the surface up.
Basically, yeah.
And it's going to make a perfect seed bed for us going forward.
That's it, yeah, ready to sort of drill into straight away.
Brilliant. That's great, Autumn. Thank you very much. Let's get going and let's watch it in action.
Perfect, thank you very much.
So everything here is fairly surface level, so we're trying to get this down to a beautiful tilth, like I said, for the seeding, to give us the perfect optimum conditions to do that. So yeah, so it's a case of just raising a few things, lowering a few things and tweaking it to adjust to our specific need. It's hard to believe that 2 days have passed since we had that demonstration, and in the meantime since then we've had over an inch of rain fall on us, which is absolutely fantastic. Going to do the turf the wonder. But despite all that, Gav's carrying on with his cultivation works here, ready for, all being well, seeding beginning next week. And the fact we can get on after so much rain is a real testament to the quality of the soil that we're growing on here. So lovely light, free draining sandy loam, which is going to make fantastic turf, like I say, lovely and free draining, and we're still able to work the land, which is an absolute bonus. So Gav's doing a little bit of subsoiling again, and not quite as aggressive. This is a field that has been worked previously for an onion crop, so there's not too much compaction in here. Once the onions go, there's not too much traffic running over them, so it's not too bad. So it's just a light decompaction and a bit of a crumble up with the roller just to break the surface up. Then it with the usual thing, ploughing, turn it all over, and that whole finesse process starts again. But we'll take a better look at that, all being well, in the next week or two, and we'll take a look at seeding as well. This soil really is beautiful. It's like a golf root zone. Absolutely great stuff to work with, and even better for growing turf on. So we'll leave Gav to crack on, and he's not particularly subsoiling per se, but what he's doing is going in with some slightly shorter legs here. Because it's such light land, he's just fluffing this up, and again with that crumble thing on the top, he's just helping to level it all out from the previous harvest of the onion crop that was in here before. But yeah, so we've got so many bits of cultivation equipment here, we can't show them all in one video, but we adapt them to what we're trying to achieve, the field type, the soil type, and also the crop that's going in it. So this one here is going to be probably an Arena Gold or maybe a fescue, like a good light free draining sandy soils, which is going to be perfect for that. And you know, great plot of land this, and you know, it's working really well. Like I say, we'll pop back when we start seeding and doing the final cultivation. So in the meantime, hope you enjoyed this week's video. I've learned a lot this week. This is, you know, my education is more from the grass upwards, so learning about the cultivations, and that's been an experience for me too, and I hope it has for you. So thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing, like the video if you like it, help us share, grow the channel, that would all be amazing. In the meantime, a fab weekend, take care everybody, and as always, cheers for now.